Year 8, Season 3 tier list. Become the greatest gamer by picking the best operators in the game, which I'm about to tell you who the best, who the worst, who not to play, and why to play them, who not to play them, why to play them, who not to do it. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's start. First up, we got Ace. Ace, best gun in the game. Best hard breacher in the game, especially for rank right now. Quickest hard breacher, breaches at range. Amazing gun. You can't go wrong with picking Ace. You can pick Ace any side, any round. So yeah, Ace S tier. That's easy. That's simple. That's straightforward. Alibi. Alibi doesn't have a 1.5 sight, which, you know, bit of a hindrance in this meta. It's a big 1.5 meta out there right now. But regardless of that, I think she's still pretty good. Prismas are still pretty nice. Observation tool, honestly, pretty good with the prismas because you put the prismas behind the observation blocker, and then if they drone, they won't see the prisma, and then they'll shoot the prisma, and then you can either replace the prisma or like peek off him. It's actually pretty good. I think Alibi is a solid like B. I'll put her in B for now. I don't know. I think B is good. I think B is good for Alibi. If on YouTube, feel free to put your opinions in the comments. We got Amaru next. I mean, great gun, pretty fast, pretty good with the meta as well. I mean, the only thing about Amaru is she's kind of useless in terms of utility, but really, like, this is like the least utility mattering meta I think we've had, minus like traps. Like, traps are just so good right now. I think Amaru is like also like B tier. Not A, not like anything crazy, but like G8 2 times in the SMG 11. Or even the ITA. Now that shotguns are really powerful, the ITA shotgun is actually going to be a big move. I know some people might think Cav is F tier. Her guns are really weak though. But I think she does have the plays, especially because a lot of people don't drone. I'm thinking D or C. Like, C is a bit of a stretch, so I'm gonna throw her in D. So I think C would just be too high. Realistically, you should like barely ever play Cav, but when you do bust her out, she can be like really strong if you only play her every now and then. Aruni. I saw Garfield put Aruni in S tier, and I was just like, Aruni's good. Aruni's pretty solid. But she ain't no S tier operator, okay? Let me tell you that. The gate's good. I barely ever play Aruni. DMR is nasty. Fistin, absolutely great. I would say A or B. Probably like top B. I don't know. I think she's kind of outdated. And also, her utility is designed to counter utility. But the attackers bring so much utility right now that it's not super impactful, I would say. I might even move her down more. But her fist is really good. Yeah, I'm going to go like low B. I might put her in C, dude. Is that wrong? Is that doing her dirty? I got a lot of A's in the chat. I'm going to go B then. I'm going to go B. I think C is too wrong. What about Ashe? Ashe is right there in the meta right now. Run and gun, shoot them. Pew pew, explode stuff. If you play Ashe like strategically and actually use her ability, she's like an A tier op right now. But I would put her in A. I think Ashe is actually pretty solid right now. Sadly A. It is sad because like I don't love the run and gun meta, but it is what it is. Then we got Doc next. Best healer. Doc, don't play Thunderbird. Just play Doc. Doc is better, okay? Doc is way better. 1.5 sight, hella juicy juice. Lot of damage being taken these days. So I think Doc is very strong. Put him in A. That's crazy. This is the highest Doc placement I've ever hit. I don't think he's quite S, but he's definitely a good pick. All right, we got Azami next. Azami's still S tier. Azami's still super good. The only thing that would make Azami better is if she had a 1.5, but like even without it, just absolutely fucked in terms of like crazy utility, crazy good everything, quick, tons of like she hasn't been nerfed once. What is Ubisoft doing? She hasn't been nerfed once. If you just played Azami all the time, you'd get so good with her. It's insane. Hey, if you're watching on this YouTube, while you're waiting, you might as well, while you're watching this, you might as well go to my Twitch channel that I'm currently streaming this on as I make this video and subscribe to get the Pox Unlock Charm, which you can do for free with Amazon Prime. There you go. Nice little charm plug. Go get it. Pretty sick. Bandit. I mean, Bandit is a weak op in my opinion. The only thing that's making me not put Bandit in like D tier right now is the M870 and the shotgun buff, because the M870 with the 3-speed is going to be crazy. But Bandit batters himself, very, very uninfluential right now and unnecessary. I'm putting him in D. Doke is still S. Doke is super, super strong right now as well. The call is super good for map clear. I don't even feel like I really need to say a lot about Doke. You just hit a button and everybody's impacted and affected, and it's super loud and super powerful. And she has good guns and EMPs or flashbangs, like great secondary utility. Super well rounded. You can't go wrong with pick her. You can pick her anytime. You got the Blackbeard next, and like most people think Blackbeard's F tier. Those people are wrong, but not really, because he's like not much higher. He's like not much better than F tier. There's definitely good times to play Blackbeard. I made a Blackbeard video recently. This is the thing with Blackbeard. If you sit up on a window or you sit still or you hold angles, yeah, he's F tier because you're going to get smoked 10 out of 10 times. But if you get in the building and you start entering, you start swinging people, You can get hot. You can get hot on the guys. You can get hot on them. So yeah, he's obviously S tier, guys. No, he's D tier. He's D tier. He's like top of D. All right, Blitz is next. Super, super strong every once in a while. Super good in the meta right now as well, just with people swinging everything. Super good counter to aggression. I'm honestly going to put Blitz in C. He's not good every single round. That's the one thing. If you play Blitz once a game, there's a few operators like this. If you play them once a game, you're going to clap some cheeks. You play them 3 times a game, you're going to get absolutely smoked. So C tier, but you can't pick them too much. All right, we got Brava. I think Brava is pretty solid right now. I think Brava is probably one of the better drone ops between her, Twitch, and Flores because there is so much trap play right now. There's so much trap play that there's so much for her to hack pretty much every round. Only problem is she's very slow. You know, to sit back and sit on your drones and play slowly while your whole team is running in the building is tough. But if you have a stack that's playing slow with you, very, very good right now. I would put her in B tier. I think she's probably top of the B as well. Nothing super extraordinary, but pretty solid overall. All right, Buck is next. Oh, yeah, Buck. Oh, this is a big one. Buck's skeleton key is absolutely insane now with the shotgun buff. Buck is, like, so good. It's crazy. Normally, I put him, like, A tier, but with the new season, I'm putting him, like, high S. Like, high S. Like, super, super good. You can just snipe people. And by the time this video is uploaded, I will have uploaded the Buck shotgun video already. So just go watch that. And just see why Buck is so good. Honestly, when Grim came out, Grim was like bad Capitao. But now I think Capitao is like bad Grim. Then again, they're also really good together for like direct side takes. I think Capitao is really, really strong, but it is a lot of risk to actually use his ability. He has a ton of utility, 2 hard breachers, 1 gun 6, 2 smoke grenades, 2 firebolts. It's just that using all that stuff is slow, clunky, and has risk associated with it. But when you can pull off some stuff, like if you're playing Clubhouse, Capitao every site, you're good to go. But pretty much every other map, I'm just not playing him because it is risky to like peek into angles to shoot the fire. I think he's like a C tier pick. Still a great operator. Like you can't hate on Capitao, but definitely a little harder to use and not great when you're playing against really aggressive players. Echo. Whew. In my opinion, Echo is one of the most underrated operators in the game right now. Pre-Year 8 Season 3. But with Year 8 Season 3, we got the shotgun buff, baby. And you know what Echo has? The Supernova. I think the Supernova is the number 1 shotgun in the game now. Or number 1 or 2. Like, it's up there. I haven't played too much in the new season yet, so I'm not 100% sure. But I know Echo is going to be really, really good. And the only downside to Echo is getting on your cams can have some risk to it, which is why you always want to set one of your cameras up around you and use the other. So as you're using one around the map, set up the other one around you so that you know if you need to get off your cams. That way you're not like just getting killed while you're on your cams. So keep one cam with you, use the other one aggressively. You're good to go. S tier operator. What about Ella? Well, let me just tell you about Ella because she also has a really good shotgun again. Yeah, so Ella's shotgun is absolutely nasty again. Ella mines are not great. You know, they're one of the weaker traps, obviously. You know, they kind of stun them and they're like not that good. But they are good info. Along with the barbed wire, you know, you can get a lot of info from Ella and you get a lot of bang for your buck with the info. Even the Scorpion's pretty good, but I put her in like B, low B. I think I put her like C tier last time. I might put her in C again. I think I put her in D tier actually last time. But yeah, I think C is good. I think B is a little too high. Top C, like solid. She's solid again. And great for the aggression. Especially if you use the Ella. Like if you're using the shotgun this season, you place an Ella mine, hide around a corner, wait for the Ella mine to go off. You swing and just start chong 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 chong. They're dead. You win. They're dead. They're done. No chance. So yeah, Ella's pretty beast. Finka, not amazing, but super simple. I mean, you see people get damage, you juice up. You see your team running in, you juice up. She's like an okay like support, but I just don't think she's like ever like one of the best options. So I'm gonna put her like D. What do you guys think about Finka? Finka's a tough one because she's like never bad, but she's not super impactful. Her win rate is crazy. Okay, I'm okay putting her in C. The frost change helps. Oh, you can stim out of frost mats as well. Nerfed with the frost nerf? Yeah, I don't know how it works with frost. I don't know how it interacts with frost after the rework. Oh, it can clear the effect of the frost mat, right? The blood trail. Okay, let's move Finka up to C. I'll put her above Blitz. Yeah, I'm okay with this. Yeah, thanks for your help, guys. Almost made a tragic error of putting Finka in the D tier, and all those angry Finka mains would have slaughtered me in the comments. Flores time. Here's the thing about Flores, guys. Flores is like worse Ram, kind of now, because Ram can counter mute. Like, Ram just chugs through mute jammers. Flores is still really good, though. Like, he's still really good. He can clear a lot of util. Very self-sufficient, but he's also really slow. And again, very fast-paced gameplay going on. You could, by the time you finish Flores droning everything, your whole team could probably be dead. Not very situational, but fairly situational, fairly niche. I find that I actually just don't agree with that, Del. I think I find that like there's always some sort of use for him if you look for it, whether that's destroying a floor, playing vertically with them, destroying a wall to make it rotate, destroying some utility, some barbed wire, some ADSs, whatever. Even destroying ADSs just so you can flashbang into sight. I think he's solid. I don't think he's as good as Brava right now. I'm actually going to put him... Yeah, I'm going to put him in B, like low B. Oh, Frost. I heard someone say the rework comes out mid-season. I'm going to base Frost around with the rework because I've been playing with her with the rework, and, eventually she will get reworked. So Frost with the rework is worse, way worse. She can set up quicker, but the self-revive is so quick that, like, you can't put Frost mats far away at all, or they're getting up. You know what I mean? Her gun is still good. Has the shotgun, the secondary shotgun, which is good for killing now too. The ITA, good for killing people. Before you couldn't kill a single soul with that thing. But I still think Frost is really good. Like, if she was A tier before, I would say she's B tier now. And I would probably say she was like high A before. I think she's like a B tier op still. I think the mats are still useful, still good. And I do think she's better than Alibi. I'm gonna put her top B. And even then, once they self-revive, they can't sprint. They have the blood trail. I think she is still really strong. You just have to put them in the right spot still, like under windows, where if they hop in, they have to shoot the frost mat or shoot at you. And if you play around your utility, like you probably should have been anyway, then she's still really strong. Fuze can now fuse deployable shields and OSA shields, which fusing deployable shields, I don't think I've ever been in the position for that to actually happen, but it's a thing you can do. With the OSA shields, you could probably set up some cool plays with it, like if you're fusing windows, but then again, like one impact, if they're watching you fuse an OSA, you are dead. If they have impact grenades, you're just dead. I think it's obviously it's an addition, and the more you can do, the better. I'm not the biggest Fuse fanboy. I think he'll be good in combination with Ram, because Ram will be really loud while you're fusing, and especially if you're doing vertical clears and like working as a team, he'll be better. But then again, can still get C4 pretty easily if you're playing him without the Ram. Super, super loud, super clunky, super easy to C4, especially in the high ranks. If you're in a lower rank, sure, play Fuse all the time. You probably will never get C4'd off sound. He does have the PPM, and the Fuse shield is pretty freaking nasty, dude. But he also has the AK-12, so it doesn't really matter where you go with that. I'm going to put him in C tier. I think he's better than Capitao. Put him top C. I don't think he's quite graduated into the B tier yet. All right, let's go Glaz. Glaz, I think, is pretty strong still. Even with everybody playing Warden, usually the Warden mains are on the other side of the fucking map, and you can just like walk into sight with a smoke grenade and kill everyone, and it's kind of sick. I think Glaz is actually pretty strong, but then again, also like fairly situational. Like, you can't bring Glaz every round, you know what I mean? But when you do, it's like, oh, that Glaz play was really, really good. Almost like on the same level as Blitz for me, but a bit better. Better than Capitao, better than Fuse. She's starting to lose me around Amaru. I'm gonna put Glaz like B. Still solid though, still solid. Osa is next. I think Osa is really good, especially with the Fuse updates. Just the shields are so annoying, man. They're so annoying and so strong. EMPs are good. Good on a lot of maps. Very solid overall. Osa's like A tier for me, not quite S, and I think she's a little bit behind Ash. All right, we got Goyo next. Goyo is better Warden. To all my Warden mains out there, play Goyo. His recoil is slightly worse, but the Goyo canisters on barricades are just passive trap utility that stall time, counter aggression perfectly. They counter rush plants. It counters everything. And he's so strong. He has impact grenades. You can do it all. He's so good. I love Goyo. Goyo is one of my favorite operators, and I think he is also super underrated. I think he's better than Frost, hands down. So strong. And if you can't see that, like, man, you're really missing out. You're really missing out. I don't think he's quite S tier, but I do think he's in the A tier above Doc. All right, we got Gridlock. Gridlock is just slow and not great for anything else besides planting, in my opinion. Has a good gun, I guess. No one plants anyway, yeah. I mean, she's like a decent operator if you have a very passive play style, but I just think that's not the way to go in the meta right now. I'm gonna put her top of D. Castle. So apparently they changed Ram, so Ram doesn't break castles now. Secondary Shoddy, super good. Primary Shoddy, pretty good now too. I'm probably still gonna use the ump and then just use the super shorty for shotgunning people. But Castle's a really solid op. Great for slowing down aggression. Great for just like changing it up, bringing new stuff to the game, and like bringing things the enemies don't expect. Breaking down castle strats is hard if you don't drone. Like, you have to drone out castle strats to understand the weakness, to understand how to counter it, and people just don't drone. So if you have a good castle strat, even if there's a weakness in it, they either have to get lucky and guess the weakness first try, or they have to drone. And if they don't do either, you just kill them. I think that's really nice. The only problem, big setups, lots of setup time. Some people are slow. It's harder on console to set up quicker, but I still think he's pretty solid still. I'm gonna put him like B tier. Clash. There's like 2 sites in the game I would maybe play Clash on, and that's like Oregon Basement in the elbow, so when they push in, they're stunned and expose a bunch of crossfires, and like some other site. But even when I play that site, I'm sitting there locking down bunker. You know what happens? The whole team rotates and they do a different push, and then they slaughter my entire team, and I'm left in a 1v5 as Clash, and it never fucking works. I think with Clash, you lose way more than you win. The only time like Clash is like really good is when you're playing people who just have no clue how to kill a Clash or beat a Clash, and it's just like frustratingly painful to watch. Clash is F tier. I think Clash is garbage, like complete garbage, and like never worth picking over another operator unless you're getting like absolutely slammed and like you are just last resorting it entirely. And that's how I feel about Clash. Grim, he's right here. And Grim, I think, is one of the most underrated attackers pre-update. Like, Grim can now bounce his bees, which is super nice, you know? But already before that, I think with his update, like, people are still underrating this operator. One of the best attacking guns, 2-time sight commando. How can you go wrong with that? The bees, super strong, especially for planting. They literally give you wall hacks. You see that ping coming around the corner, you start briefing, you start beaming. That guy is dead as hell. Yeah, Grim is super strong. I'm putting him high A. I kind of want to put him in the S tier. I think he's an S tier op. I can't lie. No, he's super good. I'm putting him above Ash for sure. I might change my mind, but we'll leave him here for now. Hibana, definitely the best Heartbreacher for hatches, but I feel like people don't really do full clears anymore and like open the hatches. Great weapons, but really just lives in the shadow of Ace at this point. Never like super nice to pick. Slowest Breacher. It's good on like Chalet, Basement, and Clubhouse. I do think she is really good though. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with her. I just think it's like, there's just better ops right now. I think that's all it is. I'm gonna put her A tier. I'll put her like here. Also, great counter to Castle. That's another thing. You can open up a bunch of castles with her, which is really nice. If they keep running castle, like bring a Hib, just start Hibaning, open the castles with 2 pellets. You can open soft hatches, castles, make lines of sight. Like, if you play her in that sort of way, I think that's probably where she thrives right now the best. Iana. Skirt. Sliding up into the top of S tier. I mean, Iana is still the best. 2 grenades, G36 suppressed, laser beam, clones, infinite information with the clones, infinite. So many clones, so many drones, so much info. If you play Iana right, she is the best operator in the game, hands down, best attacker. Fuck, I guess we should talk about IQ. I guess we should. I just hate IQ. I think IQ with grenades would be awesome. I just really don't think she's ever necessary. And if you're at the point where you're like, oh, I could use IQ to find the Cade Claw so my teammates can EMP them, so her Thermite can open the wall so that we can get the breach. At that point, fuck the breach. Do something else, you know? Give something else a try. She still has a good gun. I mean, she's a fragger, gunfighter, meta, blah, 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 blah. There we go. That's it. Jackal, always banned. I think unnecessarily. I don't think Jackal is that good compared to a lot of the attackers right now. I think there's just way better bans than Jackal. Jackal is definitely annoying, especially if you're solo queuing and roaming and getting tracked and then just getting slammed. That can be annoying. Overall, like, I think he's definitely overbanned and overhyped and kind of washed. Like, washed in terms of, like, he's not an S tier operator, so why is he being banned all the time? He's like B, maybe C. Definitely better than Fuze. I would put him above Flores and Glaz and Amaru and Hib. That's where I'm putting Jackal. So yeah, anyway, stop banning him. Jager has fallen off pretty severely, I think. He's still a decent op. Don't get me wrong. He's just not like an S tier operator. He used to be S tier, now I'm saying he's like A tier. I don't think his ADSs are super necessary all the time. I think Wamai's better, but his ADSs are always just well-rounded and like semi-useful, you know? Like, he's never a bad pick, but sometimes he's just not necessary. I think B is a little too low, but like low A. Kaid is super strong still. Kaid is definitely way better than Bandit. Kaid is like the go-to wall denial operator. Best wall denial, great for tricking against EMP gadgets. If Thatcher's banned, Cade is super strong. Nobody plays Mav, so that's like you're pretty much good to go. Yeah, he's S tier. He's S tier, super strong. Not quite as good as Echo, I don't think. Like he's strong and adds a level of safety to your defense, but he's not extremely impactful. Like sometimes you don't need to get the breach. I know a lot of people play this game where like we have to open the breach. If we don't open the breach, we lose. I think that's just the wrong mindset to have. You can get around. You can win attacks without opening breaches. There's other ways to do things, you know. A lot of ways to play this game. But Cade is definitely an S tier op. Speaking of Cade, brother Callie. Callie's fucking garbage. Callie is garbage. You want to destroy some utility? Oh, the Lance is super good. You can like shoot at a doorway and it breaks all the utility on the other side. You know what else you can do? Run Flores. You know what else you do? Run Ram. You know what else you can do? Run Twitch. You know what else you can do? Fucking grenade it. Ash it. Iana. Whatever. Literally, there's so many better operators all the time. You know what else you can do with Callie? Sit in ruins on coastline. Nice, dude. Nice, you suck at the game. Congratulations. There's never a good time to pick Callie. Like, Callie is never a good option. There's always a better option than Callie. It's not that she's never a good option, it's that there's always a better option. Kapkan is still super strong. Kapkan trap's super good. Great weapon. No 1.5 sight, but still really strong. C4 impacts both top of the line, secondary utility right now. I'm putting Kapkan in the S tier. I think he's honestly better than Cade and Echo. I'm putting him right here. Traps are running the game right now, and there's a reason for it. It's because everybody is stupid and plays aggressive and runs in the building and don't drone, and then they die. If you're in like Platinum, Emerald, Kapkan's probably not S tier because everybody is baiting and looking for Kapkan traps and being stupid and annoying. But if you're in like top rank, Kapkan top tier. Lesion. Ooh, Lesion has the super shorty now. His goo mines are no longer invisible. They do more damage, and I believe he gets one more now overall over the course of the round. And I do think he is better now with these changes. I think it's a buff. Like the invisible thing was kind of stupid anyway, if I'm being honest. But I do think he's like pretty good op. Like B tier, maybe A tier. His gun is really nasty. You guys are saying A, I'll put him low A. Sure. Lion is still really good. Even Lion shotgun is really good. Lion shoddy, Lion Vector, whatever way you go, you really can't go wrong with Lion. I think Lion's like better than Finka in terms of just like global ability, easy to use, hit the button. Lion's better. Just based on loadout alone. Really good for solo queue. You know, you drone something out, you call Lion Scan, you know they can't push in while the Lion Scan's active. You can take control while you're off your drone, and it's a safe way to do things. I think he's just well-rounded and solid, and you could pick him like every round. But like sometimes you want to bring operators that are just more powerful in terms of having one specific purpose. Whether that's like I'm Ace, I'm hard breaching the wall, or I'm Thatcher, I'm getting the shit off the wall, or I'm Buck, I'm opening the floor, or I'm Ram, I'm opening the floor. Lion just like I will make them stop at some point, and it might be useful, you know. And it's just like this is like who you pick when you're indecisive because you can't figure out what you want to do. So you just sit and call scans and bait outside a doorway. Which is honestly pretty good. I'm put him in like low A. I think he is really, really solid. Maestro. See, Maestro is like the one operator that counters Ram. Because you can set up the Maestro cams above the site if you really wanted. Wait for the Ram to come in, shock the back of it. Which could be good, especially because she only has 3. And then you have 2 impacts to also break Rams. LMG is super good. I think Maestro is pretty underrated, but not like severely underrated. I think he's just like kind of mid. He's definitely not F tier. That's insane. I think he's like not as good as Aruni. Probably around Ella. Probably a bit better than Ella, just because Ella's util is lacking a bit, but that shotgun is nice. Let's put him here. Let's put him right under Ella in C tier. But like realistically, he's still not that good of a Ram counter, even though he counters Ram. But he is like solid. He is solid. Mav is sad. Give Mav nades back. This is, I think, my 3rd tier list where I'm begging Ubisoft to give Maverick his nades back because he needs them. Because without them, he's just a bad pick. There's no point to pick Mav when you have EMP gadgets and Thermite, or EMP gadgets and Ace, or Thatcher and Ace, or Thatcher and Thermite. And it's just a sad day for Mav. I mean, you could bring him once in a while, make some holes, get shot in the face while you're making them, cry, never pick him again, flashbang yourself, whatever. I think it's worth the risk if you have the nades. It's not worth the risk of playing Mav if you don't have that impactful secondary utility alongside it. His gun's still pretty good, but I live in a world where I think picking Mav doesn't make sense, which is why I'm putting him in the F tier. What about Melusi? Melusi, super 90, shotgun buff, kind of sick. And then she has the pistol with the red dot, so this might be a good combo. MP5 is also like decent. I personally suck with the MP5 on Melusi because, I don't know, something about the 1-speed MP5 one-time sight combo does not work for me, and I tend to whiff. But the wubs are really, really good, especially with the aggressive meta that we have going on, which I feel like I've said 1,000 times already. But it's true. It is true. The fact you can shoot them kind of sucks. I kind of think that like Aruni's better. Put her like low B. The wubs are good, still good, but not quite as impactful as they used to be, and not quite as impactful as I'd like. Vigil's fallen off pretty hard. Pretty hard fall off for my boy. I mean, Solus, I'm picking Solus over Vigil and Mozzie every day. I'm picking Solus because Solus is so good, and still, again, hasn't been nerfed along with Azami. Vigil's fallen off pretty hard. His util is not substantial, especially because a lot of people aren't droning right now. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I would pick Cav over Vigil in pretty much most circumstances, in ranked at least. In comp, he's better. In ranked though, like I just don't know why people would pick him. Like, should I just put him in F tier? Just because it doesn't make sense to pick him? In terms of pure functionality, I think Cav is better than Vigil. Mira. Mira's like pretty good. Mira's pretty good still. I think she's like probably like A tier. Mira setups are solid. She's banned a lot. You can just lock down things with Mira windows. And the vector is nice, dude. Let's go top A with Mira. Very solid. I almost want to put her in S tier. The biggest thing with Mira I find these days is like your team kind of dies so fast that there's not enough people actually alive to like utilize the Mira as well, which is kind of what's holding me back from putting her in S tier. I think the argument is still there to run Mira on any site. You can put them on a soft wall above the site. You can put them just in the middle of the site. There's a lot of like spots for Mira that you can just throw one down and then they're like, oh, we can't push here, there's a Mira. Or like, we have to destroy this Mira. It like forces them to do something, which is why I think you can run her kind of anywhere. And then even if you lose the mirrors, you still have a really good gun and a C4. But losing the mirrors requires the enemies to do work. I'm going to leave her top A. I'm going to leave her right there. I think Monty's actually really solid right now. Really good for dealing with aggression. Better than Blitz. Just in terms of crowd control. Even just in fights, I think Monty's just a better op to have. We're getting more C. I'm going to leave him here. I think this is probably good. Mozzie, I also think has fallen off a bit. Like I said earlier, like Solus over Mozzie in my opinion. You can hack the drones, set them up, try to C4, whatever. The info's nice, but there's a lot of decent info ops right now. And like with all the traps they're bringing, you really don't need the drones. I still think he's decent though. I think like low C. The Roni is also, like the Roni does have the 1.5, but it only has 16 bullets. And if you don't hit a headshot, you're probably not killing them. We got Mute. Mute is definitely S tier. Definitely S tier. In my opinion, the mutes should also counter the Rams. I think that's just a weird thing that they can, like, if they're already going, they can trash the mutes, which is ridiculous. But Mute is an incredible defender. Incredible. I'm putting Mute above Azami. I think that's where he belongs. I think Mute is just like, if you need an operator to start maining, just main Mute. Sit on the Mute jammers. You're invincible to Dokkaebi calls, Lion scans, Blitz shield. You can just sit there with a shotgun. If they walk in, you shotgun them. They can't drone the doorway. If they come around the corner, try and shoot the mute so they can drone again, you shotgun them. You shotgun them. Shotgun. Prone on a mute. Shotgun. Dead. So good. Got Nokk next. Nokk fell off hard with the nerf. I think Nokk should still be quiet. I think that was an insane thing. The fact you can sit on the cameras and just hear the Nokk now just kind of takes away from her ability entirely, because you can just hear her stepping, so you know she's there. So it's like, what's the point of being invisible to the cams if they can just hear you on the cams? Still has nades. Her gun's pretty okay. Like, the FMG's okay. But yeah, she definitely fell off pretty good. Pretty hard. I think she's like B. Going from S tier to B tier is a pretty hard hit. But yeah, she still has nades, and she's still good. Like, she still is decent. She's not quite C. I think Nomad's had a bit of a glow up, especially the Ram coming in and like promoting the vertical play and getting in the position for the air jabs to set up, playing aggressive with the air jabs. Pretty good versatility, amazing guns. Nomad's grown on me over this last season. I think Nomad is great, but how great is she? Put her in A. All right, Oryx. Oryx, no 1.5 sight, still a good gun, kind of mid. Jumping up hatches rarely ever happens to the point where it's never really effective unless you're playing like comp or something. But in ranked, like, you're just fucking, he's like whatever. You can escape quick on a roam. That's nice. It's nice to be able to travel around quickly. I think he's better than Mozzie still, honestly. Just the dash. The dash is pretty versatile. I'm put Oryx there. Pulse is pretty underrated, I think. In my opinion, he's pretty underrated. And with the shotgun buff, Pulse shotgun's going to be nice this season. Pulse shotgun's going to be nice. Playing from below or above in that case. Fast, shoddy, C4. Great info if you're playing in a squad, like great info for your team. But again, it is a little scary pulling out that cardiac sensor sometimes, and sometimes you're out of the defense a little too much because you're like downstairs pulsing, and then they flood the site and kill everyone. You're like fuck, and then you're kind of screwed. But I think he's like solid. I'll put him top C. Rook, statistically the best operator in the game. Statistically the best defender on both console and PC, just because of the amount of extra health and self-revive you get. Like, self-revive and extra health is, like, insane. The fact you don't have to do anything and his ability always impacts a round is nuts. It's nuts. Super strong, great gun. I think he's better than Doc. Like, if I'm picking between Doc and Rook, I'm usually going Rook, just because you're guaranteeing that everyone on your team is getting that extra health. So he's going to be above Doc, but I really am loving Goyo. I'm going to put Goyo actually right here because I'm picking Goyo over Rook most cases. Rook's going right there. Very good. Very nice. Very nice. Sense. Dog shit. Do we even have to talk about Sense? Sense has 3 gadgets. You know who has 3 gadgets? Ram. Just compare the difference in the fucking usefulness of those 2 gadgets for a sec, and you're just like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, give Sense like 6, bro. Give him 6 freaking orbs. Or you could just run Glaz and have smoke grenades and be able to see through them, you know? Yeah, Sense is extremely underwhelming. Definitely need something going on there. Decent gun, heartbeat tools, yeah, whatever. Also, you can just destroy them. Unlike smoke grenades, you can just impact them or C4 them, you know? So it's like, this bit of a headache with Sense, but can be good in a team environment. If you have a competitive strategy you're pulling out, sure. Sledge, still solid. Probably the worst like vertical breacher now with Ram coming in and Buck being really good, but he does have the nades. He's good for castle barricades. Great gun, just so well rounded and like consistently useful. Like you can't go wrong with picking Sledge, I don't think. Yeah, he's good. He's good. I think he's kind of around Grim. Probably a bit better. I'm putting him top of A. I might even go low S. The nades are big. I'll go low S. I think Doke is probably winning against him right now. Smoke's fallen off a bit, honestly. But with the pump being buffed, he's not falling off. I just don't really play him much anymore. He's still pretty good. I think it's just so fast paced that like sometimes you just get caught with your smoke out because like it's just like ridiculous aggression at times. I do think he's still S tier for sure. It's just wear in the S tier. I'm gonna still put him above Kapkan, but I think Buck honestly may have overtaken him. Like mid S. That's still solid. Very, very versatile and just such a playmaker. Especially if you just play smoke all the time, like you'll just get so good with him. Soulless, also S tier. Soulless is stinky, bro. You can make some stinky plays with Soulless. I don't know if she's like all the way at the top of S, but she's definitely good. Really good. My biggest gripe with Soulless is that like so many people don't drone already, or so many people like just run around with their gun up that it's like insane to the point where it's like Soulless like might not do anything because they're just running around. And then in that case, you're like, okay, we need to bring something else. I can't bring Soulless. I'll put her above these guys. Tachanka is complete garbage. I do not care. So ass. So bad. Stop playing Tachanka. Play Smoke. If you want to play Tachanka, play Smoke. These fires do no damage. They're tiny. His LMG is shit for killing people. Like, and if you run the other gun, you can't do any of the sight setup. The only thing Tachanka has is like insanely fast sight setup. That's it. And you don't even need that. Everybody has bailiffs. Fuck them. All right, let's keep going. Thatcher. You can use EMP grenades. Thatcher's like decent. Great against Cade because you can just throw 2 down and you can't Cade trick. You can bandit trick Thatcher. He's always banned. Thatcher's always banned along with Jackal. But honestly, like Thatcher's like kind of mid right now. Like he's good if you like throw it on a doorway and walk into something. You know, you can like disable a bunch of traps with them, but even then there's like traps that you can't disable like Frost or whatever. Put him here in the B tier. I think Thermite's super nice though. Thermite's really good. Thermite's here. Don't sleep on the Thermite, bro. Don't sleep on the Thermite. The biggest downside of Thermite is he can't breach at range like Ace. He can't breach as fast as Ace. But he makes bigger holes, which is nice, especially on some sites. You know, some sites you just want the Thermite over the Ace, but most of the time you're picking the Ace over the Therm. Thorn is getting nicer and nicer with each update, you know? Got the 1.5 sight. M870 is now really strong with the shotgun buff. Traps are still pretty freaking booty. And she's losing the 1.5 sight apparently. Okay, cool. Traps are pretty booty. Shotgun's pretty good. I'm still more inclined to pick Ella, I think, over Thorn. I'll put her like here. But Blitz. Thunderbird. Last time I put Thunderbird in F tier, everybody got really upsetty spaghetti at me. But the truth is, Doc is just way better. And Rook. Doc or Rook. The Kona Station's got even worse. She doesn't have a C4 anymore. Yeah, she's still left here. I can't think of like one good reason to run her. I want health. Play Doc. Play Rook. You know? Just play Rook. Everyone gets 20 extra health. That's the same as everybody getting one Kona Station. You know what I'm saying? And you get self-revive. You know what I'm saying? Or you play Doc and you get 200 juice instantly rather than having to wait for them to recharge. And the other team can't get them. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's pass on that. I think Twitch is still really strong. Great against Goyo, but like nobody plays Goyo. It's so sad because Goyo's so good. I'm going to put Brava above Twitch, but Twitch is still in the B tier for me. And I think probably above Flores. Valk is next. I think Valk's kind of had a demise with the rank 2.0 meta. Still solid, banned pretty decently. It's tough not to put her in the S tier though. So great info. Just great. Just so much info. So strong. Just a classic S tier operator. Wamai is next. I think Wamai is the S tier. Very good flow to him. He's got the impact grenades. He's got the 1.5 sight. You know, he's great for just peeking everything and then throwing disc down for self-protection or protection of utility or whatever you need it for, and just like going and snapping and clapping and just all over the place. I think Wamai is solid. I think Wamai is very, very solid. He's going to be low S though, like bottom of the S. We got Warden. Okay, we're going to go based off the 1.5 sight, okay? Off the 1.5 sight, yes, he's losing it, but with the 1.5 sight, he's an A tier operator. He's an A tier operator with the 1.5 sight. If you want to run and gun, you're picking Warden. Everybody knows it. You're probably not using the glasses. You're stupid. You suck. But with the glasses, like, he's the only one that counters all the Ying, Glaz, sight rushes, all that stuff. He's like the operator for that. If you're playing him correctly, he's an A tier op. And just adds that element of protection to your defense. So we're going to put him right there. Ying is also really strong right now, especially with the shotgun buff. Ying's shotgun, pretty tasty. Pretty tasty. I think Ying's better than Jackal. I think Ying's A tier. Right there with Warden. She's up there. She's up there. Zero. There's a lot of controversy with Zero. You either think Zero is amazing or you think he's garbage. He's either underrated or overrated for everyone. Nobody's like Zero's mid. The thing about Zero is shooting those cams down takes a lot of time. You can use drones. The info game is really not where the meta is at right now. It's very slow. He's not it. He's just not it right now, guys. And I would love for him to be it. I'd love for him to be meta. I'd love for him to be like this great pick all the time. But he's got on like two sites. Bank lobby and chalet lobby. That's it. And outside of that, you're never going to pick him. And if you do, it's just a troll. Because there's better operators to pick. So for those reasons, Zero's going to be low C. Zofia. Fucking useless right now. Holy shit. Talk about a useless operator. Who's picking Zofia these days? Who's picking this dude? You play Zofia? No, you're picking Ash, dude. Zofia's fat, slow, clunky, risky, annoying. Guns aren't the best. They need to buff her speed again and make her fun. She's just not fun and she's stupid. I think I'm gonna leave her there. Are we cool with this? Are we all good chilling with this? Cause like screw her, am I right? Revert her gun recoil changes and make her a 2-speed. I'm down for that. Fenrir. Oh, holy shit. Fenrir is the best operator in the game. He's broken. He's so broken. You can just sit in one spot and have Fenrirs all around you and wait for one to go off and then peek that Fenrir and that person is just dead because they can't do anything. Play some champion rank, bro. Fenrir's been banned so many times in my lobbies now. Like Fenrir is like probably the most popular ban in champ now because he's that good. All right, we got Ram. Keep in mind, Ram has 3 Bugattis, best vertical breacher by a landslide, just absolutely destroying floors, destroying utility, destroys everything, no counters, just ridiculous. Super quick, super safe, super loud, amazing for planting. Ram is top notch. Definitely S tier. Definitely S tier. That's just like hands down. Just on the noise it makes alone, I'm saying S tier. The question is where in the S tier? I'm thinking like right here, like between Buck and Ace. I can't really move. Here, I'll just shrink her down. All right, that's where Ram's going. I know it's kind of just, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of ugly, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Hell yeah. There's my tier list for Year 8 Season 3. Pick these ups because they're the best. Don't pick these ups because they're the worst. And then you'll just win and be better in less shit.